my wife told me to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down. Anyway, this channel is not all about bad jokes, so make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, because this advice that you are about to hear from me, yeah, it's almost illegal how good it is. And so this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about your will, right? Because your soul, which is you, is made up of your mind, your will, and your emotions. And we often talk about our mind and our emotions. We sometimes think about all the problems that are going on in our mind and all the negative emotions that we're feeling. But really, if you think about it, it's all because of the will that we feel these negative emotions and that we have these negative thoughts. Because your will is your ability to choose. And isn't it amazing that we have the ability to choose? And it's simply incredible. God has given us the ability to choose, and that ability to choose has the greatest effect on our mind and our emotions than anything else. About 95% of all the things we do are because we choose to do them. And the other 5% may be circumstances, that it may be luck, it may be something that you can't control, but about 95% of things you can control because God gave you the choice to do that. And people often say, how am I supposed to make the right choice? What is the right choice? It's not always my fault that I make the right choice. Sometimes I just don't know what to do. And, if you don't know what to do, then the best thing to do is to pray. But, that's a Christian answer, which is true. But what do you do if you really you don't really know what to do? But the key is to realize that you actually do. You actually do know what to do. Most people really do know what to do in their day-to-day lives because they have heard good advice in their lives. They have heard the right things to do. And for example, we all know that it's healthy to exercise, or it's healthy to eat the right foods, or it's healthy to get the right amount of sleep. We know these things, but we don't choose to do them through our will, and therefore our mind and our emotions suffer drastically. And the way that you can choose to do these is not to take monumental leaps, A lot of people choose, I'm going to exercise, or I'm going to sleep for 12 hours a day because I know that that's good for you, and Roger Federer sleeps 12 hours a day, and so I'm going to do it too. But people often come to really big, drastic conclusions, and they want to change their lives drastically. But if they do that, then they're doomed to fail, because the best way to choose the right things is to choose them in a small amount. So for example, if you want to exercise more, then you can choose to set yourself a ridiculously small target, like ridiculously small, like 1 press up a day. I mean, like, it has to be that small, and then you build from there, because it hacks your mind into thinking, oh, this is easy, I can do 1 press up a day, it's easy, and then you move on to 2, and then that also seems easy, and then you move on, and every single time you go up a little bit, it just seems easy because you've already done the last step, which was just as easy. And if you do 1 press up a day, and then the next week you do 2 press-ups a day, and then the next week you do 3 press-ups a day, and then the next week you do 4, and then so on. And then after a year of doing this, you will, I can almost guarantee it, if you're of a certain health, that you will be able to do 52 press-ups by the end of the year, because you have just gone up in small enough steps and you've reached a goal of 52 press-ups that probably 90% of people can't even hit. 90% of people probably can't do 50 press-ups. I know I can't, but I'm trying to get there. And you know, that's a little goal that you can have, and it all starts in your will. Your will, it's everything. It really is everything, because it affects your mind and it affects your emotions. And your mind and your emotions are the 2 things that dictate your behavior. But you can choose to change your behavior through your will. And it must start with your will, your choice, the choice that you make. I would say it is really one of the greatest gifts God has given us, because when I make a good decision, I try not to be prideful about it. If I make a good decision that maybe it's better than this person's decision, I feel really good when I make a good decision, if that makes sense. And so I hope that helped you. I don't know if it did, but I hope that helped you. And I make sure to check out the 5 books that I recommend the most in the description. They really encouraged me so much, and I hope that you have an incredible day. And check out my blog as well, which is also in the description, and make sure to stay awesome like you always do. Goodbye.